the difference between var variable and late variable. A var variable is a function scoped variable, and a variable defined using late keyword is a block scope. So let's imagine there is a function, and inside that function there is a block, and one variable is defined using a late keyword inside this block. So this late variable can only be accessed within this block and cannot be accessed from this function outside the block. But in this case, this var variable can be accessed within the whole function. So it can be accessed from within this block and also outside the block within the function. Now let's imagine another variable is defined inside this block but with a var keyword. So the fun thing is this var keyword can now be accessed from this whole function. Although it is defined inside this block, but since this is a var variable or function scope variable, it can be accessed from within this function, and that is why this is called function scope. It doesn't matter inside which block you are creating that variable, it can be accessed from within the whole function. But in the case of block variable or the late variable, that can be accessed only within that particular block. So this is the reason this is called block variable, or a late variable or late keyword is used to create a block scoped variable, and var variable or var keyword is used to create a function scope variable. So here I have defined a function with my function, and there are three variables. One is variable 1 is defined using this var keyword, and then there is variable 2 which is defined using this late keyword and which is inside this if block. Then there is variable 3, this is also created using a late keyword, and this is inside this block. Okay, now if you come closely and see the output here, if you can see that for this console, which is this console variable 1 2 3, we are not getting anything because it is throwing error like variable 2 is not defined, which is in line number 15. But inside block 1, so line number 7, this is printing. So variable 1 and variable 2. Variable 1 is printed because the function scope variable can be accessed within this block, and this variable 2 is late variable, this block scope. So both the variables can be accessed from here. Now inside block 2, if you see, variable 3 is my variable 3, that is also fine, and variable 1 is a function scope, so it can be accessed. But now if I come back in the 15th line, then variable 1 is fine, but it is throwing error for variable 2. The function cannot find this variable 2, so it is not defined, it is saying. So the function cannot actually access this variable. So this is a block scope variable, variable 2, and it cannot be accessed outside the block. So that is why this is block scope. So it is kind of blocked within this particular block. So that is why it is called block scope. And the function scope variable can be accessed within the whole thing, whole function. Even if you can define another variable, let's say var variable, which is, let's say variable 4 equal to something, let's say variable 4, and that can also be accessed from within the whole function. It doesn't matter, it can be accessed from outside. So I can simply change it to variable 4, and that can be simply accessed. So if I now see the output and see, and I will just simply remove this variable 2 so that we do not get the error. See, variable 1 and variable 4, this is coming from scope line number 16. So although this is defined inside this particular block, but since this is defined using a var keyword, it can be accessed within the whole function. It doesn't matter in which block this variable is created. So that is it, var variable and late variable. Thank you very much.